what's up guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, I've got brand new video footage and photos of what are being described as mutants, bizarre observations that people have made from various locations around the world. We'll come back and take a look at these new observations here in just a moment. But first, while I'm thinking about it, if you like the video, please click the thumbs up after the video. Make sure you subscribe, click on the subscribe button. And if you would like to receive notifications of any future videos that I upload, make sure you activate the bell just to the right-hand side of the subscribe button. That way you'll get notified each time I upload a new video. And I thank you in advance. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by T out of Arizona, and that is a spectacular Arizona sunset. Quick look at the Schumann resonance. Not too much going on. A little bit of background noise, but no major spikes in the last 72 hours. Coming over here to the GOES X-ray flux at the Space Weather Prediction Center. In the last 48 hours, there's been a flurry of M-class solar flares, including a X-class solar flare that sent shock waves towards the Earth. And as you can see, some of those CMEs are starting to arrive at planet Earth right now as I do this video. And there's a full-fledged geomagnetic storm warning for tomorrow. You can see a CME right there expected to make impact with planet Earth here in about 12 hours. More than likely, high-latitude sky watchers could see some really cool auroras here in the next 12 to 18 hours. Looking at the Earth-facing side of the sun, there's just this mammoth region over here that's loaded with sunspots. This is an active region that has all kinds of positive and negative polarity, and that's the region, just in case you guys didn't know, that's the region where the Carrington event of 1859 occurred, right up here on the northeastern limb of the sun. And right now, the northeastern quadrant of the sun is absolutely loaded with sunspots. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. The dark blue represents magma intrusion, a little bit of earthquake activity up here at Hebgen Lake. Other than that, the seismographs yesterday that were blank are back working again today, so more than likely that was some sort of a mechanical glitch. Other than that, everything looks pretty quiet at the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera. Looking at the power outage situation over here, poweroutage.us. Florida still bright red, and understandably so. That's north of 100,000 customers without electricity. Right now, 534,000 in Florida following the landfall of Hurricane Ian. We've also got power outages today out here in Arizona, north of 6,400. And that's due to a collection of very strong thunderstorms moving through the northern Arizona area right now as I do this video. In fact, part of northern Arizona, south of Flagstaff, near Camp Verde, are under a severe thunderstorm warning, and those severe thunderstorms have created just over 6,000 power outages out here in Arizona. Also wanted to share with you guys a video that was shared with me from the northeastern United States, Nantucket, Massachusetts. Video footage sent in by Scott. And I want you to notice these powerful waves. This is when the eye wall of Hurricane Fiona was 500 miles off the northeastern coast of the United States. Look at how big and powerful these waves are. This is a small fraction of what occurred off the southwestern coast of Florida from a different hurricane, Hurricane Ian. This again is Hurricane Fiona moving past the northeastern United States 500 miles offshore. And here's what happened with Hurricane Ian and the much larger waves that it generated down near Fort Myers Beach, Florida. We're going to look at a couple of before and afters. There's new photos being released every day from satellites, and this is a NOAA satellite of Fort Myers Beach, Florida. You're looking at the pier at Fort Myers Beach, and here's what's left of it. 95% of the pier is completely gone. Here's a Google Earth view of Fort Myers Beach, and you can see all the different businesses and hotels just thriving with all kinds of activity. This is after the landfall of Hurricane Ian, and quite a few of those businesses that were along the beach, you can see, are no longer there. That's from the incredible storm surge that was associated with Hurricane Ian. Again, these waves here off the northeastern United States were respectable waves. They were very large and very strong. And again, the eye wall was 500 miles away from Scott's location. So you can only imagine how tall these waves were here and how far in the storm surge must have went. Water is very strong. As you can see here, the top image is before, the bottom is after, and there are several businesses just in this one location that are no longer there following the landfall of Hurricane Ian. And I'm still receiving video footage of Hurricane Ian. This is as it made landfall along the eastern United States. Video footage out of Wake Forest, North Carolina, sent in by Gene. This is as it was becoming a post-tropical cyclone. I think maybe right now it's a tropical storm. But you can see the wind at this time was still very strong. The rain coming down sideways, accumulating here in the parking lot. This was on October 1st of 2022. Once again, video footage sent in by Gene out of Wake Forest, North Carolina. Thank you, Gene. Greatly appreciate the video footage. All right, now we're going to the new mutants that I've received here recently, and we're also going to look at a mysterious skull that was sent in. 3 photos of something I've never seen before, but we're going to start off with one that we just looked at here a few days ago. Remember this sweet potato vine that looked like a collection of cables glued together? Look at that. How weird is that? Well, I got another one. That one was out of Ohio. This one here was sent in by Debbie M. Not sure of the location, but it too is a sweet potato vine that turned into what looked like a wiring harness. Look at that, how the vines grew together. Never seen anything quite like that. And here's the 2 photos side by side. Once again, these are sweet potato vines that have grown together like a wiring harness. Here is what's being described as a mutant okra plant. Young lady here, Tracy C., sent in this giant okra plant that's over 10 feet tall. Now, we're going to assume that she's at least 5 feet tall, and I would say she's probably in the neighborhood of 5'4". This okra plant that she's standing next to looks like it's more than twice her size, so that's probably over 10 feet tall. Got more waving leaves, video footage of leaves waving for unknown reasons. This video was sent in by Paul from Silver Creek Falls, Oregon, and this is just from yesterday. You don't see any other leaves moving with the exception of this one right here in the middle. Here I put it in fast forward just to kind of give you an idea how fast that thing was going on its own. And again, no other leaves were moving like that one was. That reminds me of the one out of Pennsylvania that was sent in by Lisa. And here's another example sent in by Blue Yeti the Goat from 9/8 of 2022. Happened to notice this branch with leaves on it over here moving for unknown reasons because there was no wind. Spanned the camera around. You can see no other leaves are moving at all. Everything's perfectly calm with the exception of this branch and leaves moving by themselves. I put it in fast forward here, and the reason why I do that is because if there were any other leaves moving that we maybe didn't notice in the original video, fast forward would show us there were other leaves moving, and there weren't. Chelsea out of Atlanta, Georgia from September 23rd noticed on 2 different occasions, on the 23rd and the 30th, one nighttime observation here, and the same plant during the day. Here it is in fast forward, and you can see no other leaves were moving with the exception of that one right there, and here it was doing it again in the daylight. Same plant, same exact leaf, moving back and forth, side to side. And you can see this one here for unknown reasons. There's no other leaves back here moving except this one here. And we've seen this many times. This is by no means the first time we've seen this phenomena. It's been noticed all around the world. Here it is in fast forward, and you don't see any other leaves moving with the exception of that one. And now we're going from waving leaves to a mutant plant. R.A. Khan out of the United Kingdom sent in this blackberry bush, and you're going to see 3, maybe 4 very long vines coming out of this blackberry bush that just looked out of place. That's what compelled him to stop and take the video footage that he shared with me, and I'm sharing it with you. This thing here is over 10 feet long, and the bush itself is barely 10 foot tall, but you've got 3, maybe 4 vines coming out of this blackberry patch that just doesn't look like anything else right here in the immediate area. It looks totally out of place, but it's part of this blackberry bush. And that is a nice one, just absolutely loaded with blackberries. Going from mutant blackberry bushes to a mutant tomato. Video footage here sent in by Lori N. out of Duluth, Minnesota from September of 2022. And you can see the seeds inside the tomato have sprouted, and they're peeking out through the skin of the tomato, sprouting without soil. Believe it or not, I've seen that actually 2 or 3 times. It's kind of rare, but I have seen that. Thanks for the video footage, Lori, once again, out of Duluth, Minnesota. All right, here comes the photos of what's being described as a mysterious skull. Photos sent in by Shannon222. And you guys are going to have to help me out on this one here. I've never seen anything like this. I've never shared anything like this because I've never received photos quite this bizarre. This does indeed look like some sort of a skull. It has symmetrical features on both the left and right hand side. It's not very big, as you're going to see here in just a moment. These things here look like eye sockets to me. And again, they're both the same on the right and left hand sides. Some sort of what look like, I don't know if that's a horn or some sort of teeth. I have no idea. Again, I've never seen anything like this. This is a different view. It looks like a view from the bottom side of what does look like a skull. And you're going to see another view here of this really weird object that this man found. And you can see how big it is. It fits in the palm of his hand. So it's probably about the size of a, what would you say, a golf ball? But again, both the right side and the left side are very similar, if not exact, and it does resemble some sort of a skull. Have no idea what that is. If you guys have seen anything like that, please leave a comment down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.